What is up, everybody? This is Mr. Brown, and this is week 3, day 1. We're doing video editing. We're still learning some of the basics. That's the random tardy bell that's ringing, so hopefully everybody's made it to class on time. Actually, I think that's the warning bell. So we're going to be looking at our new project today, getting everything set up, and we're going to walk you through that in this video. So today, what we're going to be doing is downloading our files, creating our folders, importing our files, and then creating a sequence. So these are the steps we're going to get done in our day 1 lesson. Downloading our files, creating our folders, importing our files, and creating a sequence. Pretty basic stuff. Some of you should be pretty good at this stuff by now. So fingers crossed that you are, and hopefully that today goes pretty quickly. Here's the scenario. This week, every week you're going to be looking at a different scenario, and it's kind of got a little bit of a story behind it because this is how your clients will actually come to you if you do this professionally. And just wait for that to quit. It's going to be a minute. There it goes. Okay, so today's scenario is a couple comes to you. They've got all these photos from their wedding. They want you to create a nice video slideshow with some music, with some transitions, make it look really nice. And so that's the premise, is we're creating a wedding video slideshow from some still photographs. And so we're gonna just walk you guys through this whole process. So that's what we're doing today. Let's come on over to our computers. Very first thing we need to do is, of course, go to Google Classroom, click on our zipped file. And of course, thanks to Google being absolutely ridiculous, it's telling us that we, can't view this because there's a problem. So we're gonna come over to the right and click our 3 dots. We're gonna go down to open in a new window, and we're gonna click the download button up here in the top right. Just ignore this, it pops up, but ignore it. So you're gonna click that, and it's gonna download to, if you're using Chrome, you'll see it kind of pop up down here in the bottom right, and it'll say week 3 zip. So I've already downloaded it. I'm not downloading it again, but it may take a few minutes because it is a 506 megabyte file, which is basically half a gigabyte. So it's gonna take a few minutes. So go ahead and get that downloaded, which I am here. And the good news is once you get done with this, we have completed step 1. We have downloaded our files. So let's go on to step 2. Here we go. Oops, I clicked all the wrong buttons. Bam, there we go. Step 2. We're going to be creating our folders. So come down to your folder window, down here in the bottom, click it. We're gonna go to this PC, over here on the left, this PC. We're gonna go to videos, double click it. And as you can see, I've got week 1, week 2. I'm going to right click. I'm gonna go to new, and I'm gonna go to folder. And I'm gonna title my folder caps lock is on, week 3, there we go. Week 3, bam. I'm gonna double click week 3. I'm gonna right click, and I'm gonna create my media folder. So I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna go to new, and I'm gonna go to folder, and I'm gonna call this media. So here we go. Hit enter. At this point, we're ready to do some extraction. And remember that in order to download a whole bunch of files from the internet, we zip them or compress them. And it makes it faster. So you're not having to download a file 31 different times. You can download one file and get all 31 of the pictures that the client needs. So what we're doing here is we need to extract that from the file and put it where it needs to go. So come over here to your computer with me. We're gonna go over to your left-hand pane. If you have downloads up here, you can just click downloads. But if you don't, I'm gonna go down here to this PC and downloads. And it should be labeled week 3, and it should be ready right there waiting on you. By the way, we have completed the first 2 steps. If you're keeping up with me, we're flying through this. We have downloaded our files, we have created our folders, and now we're ready to extract our files and get them where they need to be so that we can do the import. So here we go. I'm going to right click on this file, right click on week 3, and it's gonna pop up with this menu. And I'm gonna go down to about the 4th thing down where it says extract all. and I'm actually going to click extract all. And it brings up this window. It says these files will be extracted to this folder. So this is not the folder I want. So I'm going to go to browse, and I'm going to put these in the right folder. So I'm going to double click on this PC, videos, week 3, and I want to put all these pictures in the media folder. So up at the top of this window, it should say this PC, videos, week 3, media. That is your file path. And as long as yours says that, you're putting stuff in the exact right spot. This PC, videos, week 3, media, that's where we want to go. If this is anything different than that, you've kind of goofed up and you need to go back. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select folder in the bottom. And here it should say users, your student ID, videos, week 3, media. That's right. And I'm going to click, I don't need to see the files when they're extracted. I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm going to click extract. All right, done. So we are finished up. So if I come over here to this PC, videos, week 3, and media, I should have 31 wedding photos in here. So you can scroll through. I've got 31 looking different wedding photos. So we should be pretty good. All right. We've extracted our files, and the next thing is we need to go ahead and open Premiere Pro and set up our project. So files are downloaded, folders are created, files are extracted. Now it's time to set up our Premiere Pro project so that we can keep working. So come with me. I'm really sleepy. Sorry about that yawn, guys. I'm going to come over here to start. I'm going to go to Premiere Pro. And my Premiere Pro is opening. And it's actually opened on another monitor, so I need to drag it back over here. There we go. And drag this other piece back over. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to create a new project. So I'm going to come over here to New Project. I'm going to call on this New Project pop-up window. I'm going to call my project Wedding Slides, because we're, creating slides, a video from slides. And Wedding Slides, in the location, I need to change this. So I'm going to go ahead and click Browse. I'm going to go to this PC, Videos, Week 3. Not Media, just Week 3. I want to put that in the Week 3 folder. And I'm going to hit Select Folder down here in the bottom right. So when you come back, it should say Users, your student ID, Videos, Week 3. And this should be called Wedding Files. And when you get to this point, you hit OK because you are done. Very good. And before we get confused, look around and make sure you're on editing. If you're not, go ahead and click on the editing tab. Some people are starting off on learning. Some people are starting off in different crazy places. Just go to editing and stop on editing and hang out right there. So editing is where we want to be. Next, we've got our photos in the right file, but now we need to get them into Premiere Pro so that we can actually start doing something with them. So the next couple of steps, we're going to bring our files into Premiere Pro, and then we're going to be creating a sequence. And I'm going to talk more about that sequence in a minute. Because we're not using video this week, we're actually using photo. We can't automatically create a sequence. We have to do it manually. So follow along with me. I'm going to open a folder window down here in the bottom, and actually my media folder is still up. But yours isn't. Go to this PC, go to videos, go to week 3, go to media, and that's where you should be. And now you're going to go ahead, at the top it should say this PC, videos, week 3, media, and your photos should all be there. Should be 31 of them. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control A to select them all. I'm going to click and hold any of the photos. Click hold, and mine pops up with a number 31, and that's telling me that there are 31 files selected. So I'm clicking, I'm holding, I'm coming down to my project project window, and I'm going to drop them down here in my project window. So click, hold, drag, and drop. And now it's going to import, oh, look at that beautifulness. It's imported all 31 of my files, and there we go. So we're pretty well set. Got those imported. The next step, and this is the part that can be a little bit confusing and a little bit kind of overwhelming sometimes, but we're going to be creating a sequence manually. So just follow along with me. There's only a couple things you need to really pay close attention to, and it's actually mostly pretty easy. It can become very, very complicated, but we're going to stick to easy as we can right now. So to create a new sequence, I'm actually going to come up here to File and New. And the fourth one down is Sequence, so I'm going to click that. You have sequence presets. This new window pops up, gives you your ability to set up your sequence, and you can do a lot of different crazy things, but we're going to keep it easy. And what we're going to look for is digital SLR, and we're going to click the little arrow beside of it, and it's going to spin out and like show us more options. So I'm going to click the little arrow beside digital SLR, and we want to make this in full 1080p. So I'm going to click the little arrow beside 1080p, and it's going to spin out some more. And we've got different options, 1080p, and then we've got these numbers at the end, 24, 25, and 30. And what these represent the frame rates. So 24 is the frame rate for a standard movie in America. 25 is the frame rate for television everywhere else in the world except America. And 30 is the frame rate for TV in America. So we're gonna go with 30 today. So we're gonna click on DSLR, 1080p 30. And down at the bottom, we need to give our sequence a name. So we're gonna name this Wedding Slides. So on this screen, you should have digital SLR, and then you should be selected DSLR 1080p 30. And then at the very, very bottom, you should have Wedding Slides as your title, and you're gonna click OK. Bam, now you have your sequence, your files are imported, we're essentially ready to start editing. So this is gonna be the end of this video today, and you guys will have a chance to kind of watch this, go back and rewatch it if you need to, and tomorrow we're gonna kick right back up with our editing and move ahead. We're gonna be putting all these videos together, all these photos together, and we're gonna be adding some scaling because they won't fit, and then we're gonna be adding some transitions so that it has a little bit of a better flow, and then you guys are gonna be adding some music. And so we're gonna be covering that over the next 2 days, and by the end of the day, Thursday, you guys are gonna be submitting this video. All right, so if you have any questions, raise your hand and ask me, send me an email, whatever the case may be, and we'll help you guys get through this. Until tomorrow, have a good day.